Yeah, Spice Legends. Welcome to Burn and Bites Down Under, the hottest show down under. Spice Legends, you're just joining us. We're here at the, the Burn and Bites Down Under studio here in Sydney. And you've seen us, if you haven't seen us, we've been traveling around Australia a fair bit. And we've gone to pretty much every state territory in Australia. We've found and sourced our best state champions. And the last cab off the rank that won their spot in the national comp, the Australian Chilli Championship, is Kieron, the twin from Northern Territory, or Darwin. And he's about to join us tonight. So let's get the show on the road. Let's get our legend in. We're going to talk things all Chilli with Kieron. Here we go. G'day, Kizza. How you going, mate?
Good. How are we all?
Yo! Can I get a great big yo? Yeah. Oh, mate, you were doing that all the way through the comp. There's just every time I'm like asking people, "How you going, mate? How you doing?" And you're just going, "Yo!" And I thought, that was fantastic because you just had this real energy about you. It was real unique, and it just didn't seem like you were stressed at all at any point in time. You were just really in the moment. You were there. You know, other people were sort of trying to escape or go to the happy place, and you're like, "Yo!"
yeah. It was fun. It was good. I was really like this competition this year. Last year I went into it. It was my first ever comp, so I was a bit naive and didn't know what to expect. So this year I had a different mentality going in. That's for sure.
So that was one of the things I was going to ask you. Like, what do you think in your mentality and everything about the comp this year was different to the last year? Like, what was like maybe I'll phrase it like this: what was going through your head last year, and what was going through your head this year? Can you run us through that, mate?
So last year, like, it was a joke when I originally said it to my wife, that I'll go on the let's go to the Chilli Eating Festival. I'll go on the comp. And then we got there, and I'm not sure if you remember, she's like, "Go on, enter yourself." And I, started getting a bit anxious about it and stuff, and, signed up. And then, I obviously went through it all. But then this year, after going to the nationals and like having that, coming out with the third prize there, I just kept telling myself it's only pain, it's just a bit of pain. So let's do this. Let's have fun right. Too,
I think that's the important thing for people watching at home. There's been a lot of riffraff and a bit of talk and whatnot in society about things that have happened. Like, we know obviously there was some young people that got into a bit of strife in the US when they done some Chilli challenges, but they've done it like right off the bat with like no Chilli training, no tolerance. They're underage, or they've had heart problems, or people are pregnant, or they've got an allergy to Chilli. These are the only 4 reasons in existence that Chilli can give you any long-term effects and problems or issues. And clearly, obviously, that's not your experience. You're saying yourself that clearly, it's just a bit of pain and it's only temporary. What are you going to say to people out there that are sort of umming and ahhing about dipping their pinky toe or their finger into the ring, and they're like, "Oh, I might die." Is there what reassurances can you give to people now that you've lived it, you've experienced it? What do you got to say to those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, obviously everyone's got their different pain tolerances that you'll withstand, and everyone's got their own gag reflex as well. So that it's if you can stand a bit of hot foods, like, get in there. And like, you can see from my accounts that, like, in the competitions, I'm really focusing on trying to get the crowd involved, cheering on and stuff. And like that, to me, that gives me the energy and the focus and like the drive, and the control of my gag reflex to keep going, So yeah,
absolutely. I feel like there's different competitors have different things that sort of amp them up. And so, like you're saying there, like audience participation kind of revs you up a bit as well. Is that the only thing that sort of gets you across the line, or is there something else that sort of? Because I heard that your missus was there. She was really in your corner, mate. She was cheering you on, and wow, like she was. If there was no one else in your corner more than her that day, and she really was very quite vocal. Did you hear that? Like, was that what was helping you over the line as well, not just the crowd?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like, and that was a big thing. Like last year, I'm not sure if I've told you this, Phil, but I've told this to a couple of friends and family members. Like last year, you know, when you're putting that stuff in your mouth, and it's you know not really designed to go in there, but we're doing it anyways for the comp. And like I mentally, I went into a bit of a dark hole. You know, and I looked out in the crowd and I seen my son, my twin son, Banjo there. And I seen him and I told myself, all right, it doesn't matter where you come in, mate. You are not quitting in front of your boys. You know, like you signed up for this thing. You're not tapping out. You know now. So well, it doesn't matter what you go through. You're going to keep pushing through to the end. And you know, obviously, I was, you know. That especially back to this year, you know, like again in this competition, I've told one of my mates since, like I did fractionally for maybe about 5 or 6 seconds. I started going to a bit of a dark hole or dark spot, you know, like it started to really feel the pain there, and it only lasted for a fraction of a second, and then I definitely got back out to it. But like seeing my kids and my wife like cheering me on, that's 100%. It pushes me, to keep going. Like, yes.
Yeah. So that was actually one of the things. And also, guys, whoever was watching as well, if you want to comment in and ask Kieron or I anything about the competition or anything to do with Chilli, comment in below, and we'll ask Kieron any of your questions, any of your curiosities, obviously to do with Chilli. Let's not make anything pornographic, let's touch on something we did touch on this last year, but for people that weren't aware of you last year or getting to know you for the first time now, every one of our major Chilli competitors in the national comp has a nickname or a Chilli name or whatnot, and you chose the twin father. So yes. you're sort of just touching on that before. Do you want to go through and explain to everyone why you've decided to come up with the twin father name? You even got the shirt too, or you really owned it, which I think is fantastic. So tell us a bit about that, mate.
Okay. So in 2022, after many years of rounds of IVF, me and my wife, we got 2 embryos implanted, and they both took, and we were graced 9 months later with 2 gorgeous boys, Oscar and Banjo, and then we had 2 embryos left. So we decided to donate them to science, and then 18 months later, we started talking, started getting a bit of a feeling in the guts, and I wonder if we can get these eggs back. So we called up, you can get them back, blah, 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 no dramas, and we put them in, and we got twin girls. So
wow.
They were born in 2022. So, hence the twin father.
Wow, that's amazing. So you got 2 twin boys and 2 twin girls.
Oh, I said it. 2 boys and 2 girls. Yeah, I said a twin boy. I said a twin boys and a set of twin girls. Yeah.
So some people would say that's like the best of both worlds, and other people would say that's like an absolute nightmare. Having 4 kids now, coming through the other end of that, like you said, you've come through the other end of a competition. What is it like coming through the other end of having 4 kids? Like, for those of us that don't have kids and don't have definitely 4 twins, can you sort of explain to people what that experience is like?
I wouldn't say we've come out of the other end of it yet. Like, so our boys, they've only just turned 4, and our girls, they're only 18, soon to be 19 months. We're still quite young family there, but I mean, the boys, they're smart, they're gorgeous, and obviously I'm probably a little bit biased, but that's I simply put, the way I've explained it to everyone, when they ask me about my kids and stuff, I say to them, I thought I knew what love was before having kids. And I had no idea how deep it ran in me. So, yeah, they ignited something in me that, changed my life for the better. And, helps me in the chili eating comps too.
I sort of feel I obviously don't have any kids myself, but after when my sister had her first kid, which is now my niece, similar thing crept up on me where I don't know why I had this weird feeling creep up in the back of my head, and I just thought to myself, I'll take a bullet for this kid. I don't know why, and it was this weird, strange. You can't. It's hard to put words into, isn't it? And like I remember we were jumping in the pool with her for the first time. I knew she couldn't swim, and I'm like walking around, like watching out for it. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump," and I'm like, "Oh," and it's just this weird kind of love. It's like instinctual love or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like you wouldn't dare let anything happen to them. And it's so strange. And it's so weird. It's not even my kid, so I couldn't imagine how that amount of love that you would feel would be feeling coursing through your veins, So I'm sure that it must be a very strong feeling, and obviously a lot of parents must sort of go through that overwhelming sense, like that. I've seen. I had a friend who was like a real reckless dude, and he was he was just this real wild card of a character, and then all of a sudden he had a kid, and all of a sudden he grew up like that, and we were like, what happened to this dude? And it was just the same thing. He goes, I just saw the look in my daughter's eyes, and it just melted. Just melted. He said it, and he just goes, I knew that from that point on that I would never let anything bad happen to this kid ever, kind of thing. So fair enough. So tell us a bit about, like, for those that don't know you and are still getting to know you as well. How often are you eating chili? Is it a everyday kind of thing and every meal, or are we just sort of just jumping into the ring whenever you're in a comp kind of thing? What's the story with that?
As for that sort of thing there, like really the really spicy foods, that's just a comp thing. But to be honest, I have got a Carolina Reaper bush growing at home here, and just, I don't know, half an hour ago I was down there and they were green for the festival up here. So, but there was a red one there, so I just had a little bit of a nibble just to remind myself. But I do enjoy my spicy foods. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think things that are that spicy, it's hard to enjoy them. Like if you had them with food, like, mind you, that I'm not sure if it was chutney or the thing from what's his name? In the comp. Skip me. Taco, that's him. Yeah, I'm trying to think. He's got a food name. Yeah, that
he's a character, that dude.
Yeah, he's a bloody legend. But like that food there, that was amazing. Like, it was hot as buggery, but it was, the cooking of that meat was amazing.
Yeah, he definitely knows his way around meat. And what do they call it? The chili con carnage. Yeah, that was wow. Because it was basically like chili con carne with like pulled pork or pulled beef or something like that. And he's put like dried scorpions, he's blended them up and then mixed them in. And I was like, and he made sure, I knew, because he said to me, he goes, I made sure that each little bowl had at least a minimum of one scorpion in each one.
Yeah.
So he made sure, he goes, everyone's competent. No one's not walking away with something.
Yeah, and, absolutely.
And you reckon it tasted pretty good though, hey?
Oh, it was beautiful taste. It was just hot as buggery. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's kind of the main aim, isn't it? It's a chili comp, it's a competition, People absolutely. Go, why is it so hot? I'm like, well, if it wasn't hot, no one would get out, right? Like, that's the point of a competition, right? Is to test yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the other thing as well is what's it called? I just what I was going to say. Oh yeah, a lot of people say to me, like in the Northern Territory, go, mate, isn't the Northern Territory hot enough as it is? Like, what are you doing eating chili? Like, does it sort of make you think, oh, geez, here we go again, kind of thing? Is that what you sort of feel before going into a chili comp up there?
It definitely, like, yeah, there's many times I'm eating my dinner or something and I'm putting me spicy sauce on it or something like that. And
His brisket was the chili con carne, Andrew was
oh,
saying. This
that's
is
it.
Andrew's watching. This is Andrew.
Hey,
He came
Andrew.
second to you, mate. And wow, he didn't go easy on it, did he, mate?
No, he didn't, mate. He like, honestly, like, I'll talk more about it later, but like, he had me worried. I'm not gonna lie there, you know, like, and
Oh yeah, no,
was,
you said it yourself. You're like you go. There was a couple of moments where you felt like you had you on the ropes, mate. Like, you know,
oh, he did 100%, mate.
talk
Like,
to us a bit
and
about that. Actually, that's a good point. What was going through your head when you felt like you were on the ropes? What got you over the line? Because you sort of touched on a bit more, but then, like, can you elaborate a bit more? What got you past that
so.
wall? Like, everyone seems to hit a wall at some point in a comp. What was it that got you through that wall or past it?
That was like that. Well, I've to the audience, I'm not a speed eater or consumption eater. Like, you know, I've got a high pain tolerance, and
No, so for context, sorry, we'll just give the audience context. So for context, what Kieron is talking about is we went 21 rounds. We were only supposed to do 19 or 20. And then Andrew and Kieron forced us to go to a speed round because we were going to run out of products and chilies. So we did 10 chilies, and they had to do a speed round where they had to eat 10 chilies as fast as possible. And then when they were finished, show an empty mouth, and then whoever did that first would win. So this is what happened. Kieron's just sort of explaining what went through his mind at that time. So sorry, mate, keep going. Continue.
yeah. So yeah, for the audience, like, I'm not a speed eater. Like, I'm stubborn as an old boot, and I've got a good pain tolerance, and so yeah. That there, like, me and Andrew had a bit of a chat beforehand and stuff, and he told me about a few techniques he'd been trying, and like, I hadn't been training or doing any of that stuff, so I was like, oh shit, here we go. He's gonna give me a good comp this time. Yeah, and he absolutely bloody did. Like, and it was. I'm glad, like, he was up there beside me. You know, like, yeah, it was good.
Because it reminds me of like when you see wrestlers, right? And a wrestler, you can always have a good hero or a winner, but your good guy is only as good as the heel. Your good guy is only as good as your bad guy, as your competition.
Yeah,
you know? Like there'd
absolutely.
be no Batman without the Joker. You know, there'd be no Spider-Man without like Venom and all the bad guys. You know, you can't truly earn a serious victory without having a serious competitor against you. And Andrew was that guy for you that day, wasn't he? He really pushed you far, didn't he?
He did, mate. He absolutely did. Like, and like, I'm not sure if people watch the live broadcast of it, but like, I dry reached like 3 or 4 times in that round, like, trying to get it down. You know, like,
I did see. I was like, oh, geez, I don't know if he's got it. Like, you can see.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, geez, you know. That was a hard win, mate. Yeah.
And like, I was also looking down. I'm not sure if he was looking over at me, but I was looking down at him because, you know, like, you want to know where you're sort of standing. And I looked down at his, table in front of him at one stage, and he had no chilies there. And I was like, holy shit! I can't remember if by then I put my last chili in my mouth or I had it in my hand, but either, like, I was just like trying to do the best I could, and then, you know, yeah, I got it down, obviously, and got the win. But you know, it was brilliant to go up against him again too. So
yeah.
And
it's like,
and back
saying, it makes you a better competitor because you pushed you further too, didn't he?
absolutely. And yeah, back to your question, like, about me pushing through, like, in that moment there, like, I'd told my wife beforehand, I said, look, it really helps me if you can, you know, you can get people cheering and stuff, like, oh, I can get the kids cheering me on, like, that will help me. And she told me later on after it, she said to me mates that were there as well, she's like, look, he needs you to scream and cheer him on as loud as you can, because this is going to help him. So they were in there like there was a lot of vocal noise coming from over that left hand side near my
Absolutely.
wife.
So Andrew's just commented there down below. He said, "I've gagged with about 3 to go, and that's where you got me, mate." There you go.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Just commented in. This is the Canberra champion from the ACT. He goes, "I'm keen to see how far you go. Everyone's got me worried."
Who's Travis? I don't know if is he the new guy.
He's AKA the Bear. He is the Canberra champion currently. And weirdly enough, he was actually supposed to compete last year, but he went into the ADF and the Australian Defence Force Academy, and he didn't get any breaks or time off with the thing. And they said if you leave the campus or whatever, you fail. And so he's like, well, I'm not failing that. So he gave his spot to the second place person in Canberra. So he won last year and he won again this year. So he's been rubbing his hands together going, finally, it's my time to shine. So look out for him, mate. He's no pushover either. My God, he won the comp in Canberra, and then just to prove that he was the guy, he kept eating more rounds just to go, hey, look, I'm here to win, And I was like, whoa, and I seen it do some pretty serious stuff. Like I remember the first time we did a competition in Canberra, he ate these Nars, which had pure capsaicin in them. I seen people lick them and fall to the ground crying. He ate 2, and then ate 2 more Reapers. Then had a tablespoon of Scorpion Strike on steroids, and just kept going. I'm going, dude, you won. And he goes, I just want everyone to know. I was like, oh, geez, he's just like, real fighting warring words. So I'm curious to see how Trav will go this year because on top of that, he's been training and he's been making his own sauce and stuff. And I'm going, he's not going to be a pushover, mate. He's not going to go easy on anybody's. But I think that's the point of the national comp is no one is a pushover this year. There's no one with any genetic mutations or anything. Everyone feels it. So this is going to be a battle of willpower for sure. Yeah, and that's what Travis saying. Definitely not new. Was 100% volume will do me in every time. Slowest eater. Yeah. Steve lost because unfortunately he's a slow eater. He can deal with tolerance. Not ADF, sorry. ADFA, was it? Trav won COVID. Yeah. So Trav's won quite a few years in Canberra. He's been a very hard competitor to try and beat. So I'm curious to see how we go this year because, like we're saying before, Andrew pushed you. Trav will be one of those people who will definitely push you because he's a pusher. Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's good. That's good to hear.
That being said, now, mate, you've had the experience. You've been in the national comp already. Now, this is round 2, where you've experienced it. You've done 30 rounds now, and each year we have similar rounds, but we like to mix it up a little bit, to make things a bit different, so it doesn't get boring and you're not eating the exact same thing every year. Have you got a different strategy or a certain strategy to what you're going to go in the national comp this year, or is it slightly different to last year?
Sorry, Phil, you just dropped out then for about 15 seconds. What was that question again, mate?
So because you've already been in the comp, the national comp, like you did last year, Battle of Will, says Matty. What strategy are you going into the national comp this year, considering what you know now? Now that you're going, you got a bit of battle IQ. You've already been in there. You sort of know what you're in for. In a way, not all the rounds are going to be the same as last year. They'll be similar. There'll be some things you'll recognize, and other things you're going to go, a bit different. What's the strategy going in this time to the national comp? Is it going to be the same, or are you going to sort of slightly adapt it a bit this time?
I've been thinking about this, and I feel like I need to train on my speed. So I've got, now that you've told me this bloke from England's got the, was it England or where was he from? That's got the 50 calorie on a speed eating record. I'll probably have to look up.
Yeah, that was last year. He came third in the world champs in Italy. 50 Carolina Reapers speed record. It was Broken Charlie came second. He's pretty frightening competitor as well. Very chill. He's got a very good poker face. And then the Italian captain, Jack Pepper, is one of the best speed eaters in the world for Chili's, and he's phenomenal. So, yeah, speed eating is definitely a must if you want to succeed in the world champs. But also, like, if you want to get ahead in the national comp as well, we don't do a speed round at the end, as you've seen, you know. And you've got to earn a speed round in the national comp. It's 30 rounds, and it's you're seeing it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to get that far.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trying to get myself some of them droppers, and like definitely, you know, do a bit more eating of Carolina Reapers and stuff, you know, just from home and stuff, because they're pretty ranked to start off with. But just getting, you know, sort of help build up that tolerance, because I don't know. I just feel like that's what I need to do to you know, to do a bit better, or, you know, in this year's comp in the nationals. So I'm going to do a bit of training. I might look into getting some synthetics and doing a bit of training with them. But I think where I really need to focus my training on is speed, like, because that's the temperatures is incredibly hot, but I think that's where I could definitely improve, you know, personally.
Absolutely. And so when Kieron's saying synthetics there, he's talking about like extracts and capsaicin crystals and all the really nasty stuff that gets hotter than Reapers, because fortunately and unfortunately, there's hotter things out there than there is Reapers, and oh boy, do they get hot, and oh boy, do they hurt, you know. So let's delve into this next part. Everyone seems to have a worst chili experience, right? Like what we just talked about there. Like, is there a worst experience where you're like, oh, geez, I don't think I'll ever do that again? Is there something that comes to mind when you're going, oh, yeah, I'll question my life choices there?
Definitely there is. So in my arrogance after my first chili eating competition, which was last year's Darwin Championship comp, I didn't listen to everyone that was telling me to go and purge. And so I sat around for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, watching the kids on the playground there, and got to about close to that 2 hour stage, and I was like, all right, hun, we gotta go. And then I was like, no, we really got to move. And I'm like rushing her to get to the car and stuff, and get all the kids in the car and, you know, take off, because I was in agony. And, you know, that agony lasted for hours after that. And like, I come home and I purged, you know, got it out of my guts, but it was too late. It was already well and truly down in there, and it wasn't coming all out. So that's
the catch-20. That's the catch-22 with synthetics and extracts and capsaicin crystals, and that is, it's not like chilies. With chilies, you can get majority of it out, and then once it's out, you're pretty good, you know. But as you've learned the hard way, is once you deal with extracts and cap crystals, it's gonna immediately, some of it's going to be absorbed in your system, whether you like it or not. And you can definitely purge, but you're never going to get all of it out, and you learn that very quickly, going, I should have got rid of it quicker. Like, because the longer you leave it in you, the more gets absorbed, and you learned that the hard way, didn't you, mate?
And again, I like, even after the Australian champs last year, like, I purged straight off after I got off the stage, but you know, I didn't do it properly, or didn't do enough or something, and you know, I was still in excruciating pain later on that evening. And you know, a couple of days later.
And it's just one of those things, isn't it, mate, where like you're not sure, especially the first time you do something really hectic. You're just like, oh, I don't know how long this is going to last, or how bad it's going to feel, or where it's going to go. It's got to come, goes in waves, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely comes in waves. Like, yes.
So we were just sort of talking about your worst chili experience. Have you got a best chili experience yet? Like where you're just like, wow, that was really awesome.
I would say, like last year's and this year's like NT comp, winning them is definitely, was like that was a highlight. And again, coming third in the nationals last year, that's definitely up there. Like it's amazing experience to get that chance, to be up there with these other legends, in this. I don't know if you call it a sport or the competition, but
I call it a sport. Yeah, it's competitive
yeah.
eating, and I definitely think it's a sport. We just sort of lost your visual there, mate. Is there a way to check your camera? You've just frozen for a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You've sort of gone like that, frozen in place. Maybe it's just from my point of view. I don't know, but Steve says there's some great tinks in this country, great training stuff. And Matty Scoville is saying you're going to be oozing spice from every orifice and pore. That's very true. Have you got any way to fix the camera at all, or turn your camera off? Sorry to be annoying.
No, I don't know how to. Oh, here we.
Just frozen. That's okay.
Oh yeah, I'll try. I just turned it. I turned it off and turned it back on. Is that helped?
No, it's still frozen in place. That's right. We'll keep talking here, and hopefully it'll catch up. Given what we've also just talked about and like the crazy stuff that you've got to deal with and the aftermath of comps and stuff, what do your family and friends think of what you're doing here? Do they think you're an absolute madman, or are they proud of you? What's the mentality of the McPherson camp, mate?
Yeah, when we kids, they definitely like they're cheering me on, and they're like, "Oh, Dad's a Chilli champ," and like my boys, obviously my girls they're not talking yet, but they're gibber jabbering, but not full word. But my boys, yeah, they're hyping me up about it too, like yeah. And my mates, they're just like they all know me, and they're like, yeah, they just sort of used to the crazy things I've done now throughout my life. So they're like, yeah, that's him.
Am I allowed to ask? So it sounds like you're obviously no stranger to adrenaline and dare and thrill seeking kind of stuff. What was the craziest thing you did before jumping in these chili comps, mate?
I jumped in the water with an 8-foot lemon shark, and it turned around and bit me.
Oh, geez. Where did it bite you, mate?
It bit me on my leg, on my upper thigh. Yeah.
Jeez. Now you got the kids out already, huh?
Yeah. The for the audience, if you don't know this, they don't have teeth like bull shark or something like that. They've got like grinding plates because they're what they eat and stuff, shellfish and coral and whatever. So, but it was still incredibly painful. The pressure on their jaw is phenomenal. It's like, yeah, it was not good. And you're in the water with something. No, I bled, but no, it didn't take a chunk out of me. No. Yeah, it was.
All right, I don't envy that, mate. So we were just sort of touching on your family and friends and whatever that are sort of what they think about. But have you got any family or friends that are coming over for the comp, mate, for the national comp now that you're representing Darwin in Northern Territory?
Yeah, so my wife, she's created a GoFundMe to try and help get herself and the kids down there to help support me. So yeah, we haven't had much luck so far as yet, but I understand everyone's doing it a bit tough at the moment, so that's fair enough. But yeah, we're gonna try and get them down there to help cheer me on and stuff. So yeah, I'll send you the link if you don't mind later on.
You've got your video back. You can see you again.
Oh, excellent.
If you were just like this for ages, I'll go, what's he doing? So look, Spice Searchers, what we're going to do is we're going to put the link above the video when we post this, because we're live currently. And we'll put the link up for Kieron to help him out and give him a bit of dosh. So swing him a couple of dollars where you can, because what Kieron's asking for is just a bit of extra cash, because unfortunately in the coffers of Burn and Bites, we're obviously not millionaires ourselves. We've just had enough money to fly Kieron over, but we can't fly obviously his family and 4 kids over. It's a bit trickier. So they're trying to do a bit of a GoFundMe and raise some money for there. So we'll put, again, that link up above this video here when we post it. So just chuck in a couple of bucks where you can, guys, and whatever you can to help Kieron get over there with his missus and his kids, so they can cheer him on, because obviously everyone deserves to have as many people cheer on their competitors and their loved ones as possible, and especially on a stage like this, mate. Hey.
Absolutely. And, again, I understand people, everyone's doing it tough. So, if you can't, there's no, I understand but if you can, I will greatly appreciate it, and I'll make sure I put on an awesome show for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because, mate, you're definitely no pushover. That's for sure, mate. So we were just sort of talking about like extracts and like these things that obviously make your throat tickle. Quotation marks.
Yep.
Have you got a sort of a favorite kind of go-to when it comes to chili now? Like, are you more into your raw chilies, or you're more into products? What do you lean on or enjoy more out of the two?
Or as in competition, or just normal?
Both competition and in general. Like, what do you feel like you enjoy more? What gets up your goat more? Where you're like, oh, I really wish I didn't have to do that. Like.
Oh yeah, okay. That's I'm not sure what it was. It was definitely one of the synthetics, but we had the eyedropper in the Darwin comp. That was a good one. That one,
that was 3 million Scoville Taipan tink from the Central Coast of New South Wales, and that has been fermenting for between 3 to 6 months, and it's actually 3 different tinks mixed into one. So it's brutal. I know. I've tried that one. Oh yeah. She tickles, doesn't she?
That one was good. That one, and that's when I really started to feel because you feel it spreading across your tongue and then down your throat, then back up your throat through your nose, and your eyes start going, and I like that one. Yeah, that was good.
So you feel like you're more of a product guy? Is that what you're saying?
I'm I like the chilies as well. I like the eating them. That's I'm happy with anything really, but I like the synthetics. They really, that's when when you're pushing the limits. So, and that's what I've always been about my whole life. Is pushing the boundaries of what's capable for myself, and that in itself is like an adrenaline rush for me, so
absolutely. And that's kind of the other half of what the point of the national comp was always sort of about, was pushing the limits of what human capabilities are. Like, what can humans do? How far can they go? What is it that humans are capable of? It's kind of like the point of the Olympics is to see, well, how far can someone run? How fast can they run? How much can they do? How much can they handle? And this is the same kind of discipline with the chili comp, is the national comp, is how far can a human being go and succeed,
Absolutely.
So that being said, that being said, what have you got any sort of training and prep and conditioning in mind before the comp that's sort of preparing you and getting you ready for what you're doing, mate? Is there a certain way you go about things, or is this a secret?
No, it's definitely not a secret. I'm an open book. I will start eating a bit more of the Carolina Reapers as I turn red on the tree out here. I think just going into it with a positive mind, and just, when that demon needs to be let out, I'll won't hold him back. I'll let him out.
Unleash the Kraken. The other thing was Steve. We were going to try and get the Tasmanian guy that makes the Australia's hottest pizza, but unfortunately he's taken a bit of a turn with his health. So we couldn't get him up for the comp. But there you go. Your face is back. You just paused for a second. And he makes Australia's hottest pizza. But we have a bloke in Canberra. Ironically, his name is Steve as well. And his nickname is the Canberra Chilli Buddy. And he's going to be making for everyone a special slice of pizza just for you all. And I tried the beta version of it, and this was mild compared to what he reckons he's putting in the national comp. And it's a slice from hell, jeez. And it made my friend gag. We got our friend to do it, and he was gagging, and he's like, Jesus, what is in this freaking pizza, you know? So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out for you guys. You're all going to cop a slice each. Was it Andrew says, go see Dan at District North Kitchen and get a snack pack with his bum burn sauce. Good practice. There you go. Bit of tip from Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
That's the way. So we're just talking about preps and conditioning. That's the physical part of obviously getting the body ready and getting yourself ready for a comp. What are your thoughts on competing in the mindset, your mind games and getting your head ready for the comp, mate? What is it? Have you got a process that you go through to get you in the game, or get your game face on, a poker face, or whatever it is that works for you, mate? Is there a certain strategy that you employ to get yourself over the line?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the morning of, or the morning before, I try and just like, I don't know, go into my Zen place, I suppose you'd call it. Like, try not to have, try and keep the kids like on a bit low key, so they're not running around too hyper and, getting me too amped up, too early in the day, because when I want to have that, I want to have that energy and that focus, like going into that competition when it's happening, not, sort of thinking about overthinking it, before it's happened. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Yeah,
it's a funny, isn't it? It's a fickle mistress, isn't it? Your mind is it's getting yourself in the zone, but not overthinking it. You got to be thinking battle plan, battle strategy, not what if this, what if that, what if it goes wrong. You got to get yourself in that right mindset where it's positive. Some people it's a bit of aggression, like we saw Dom in the previous 2 years, how he dominated. And I said, like, what is it called? What's your strategy? And he goes, I'm just going to go to a dark place, and he got really animalistic. And at one point he growled at me. Like, I talked about round 20 and he's like, I was like, oh, geez. What Steve says, I'd say Canes is about 30% heat. National will be much warmer. Whoa, there you go. So how does that make you feel there, Dick User?
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. Is that about the pizza, is it?
Yeah, that's about the pizza.
Yeah, I love pizza, so yeah, bring it on.
Awesome. So look, obviously you come pretty far, mate. You come pretty far from just sort of winging it in a comp. So then you were in the national comp last year. You came third in Australia, and that was a very hard-earned third place, because you had a dude who was ahead of you. He ate quicker, but then unfortunately for him, he puked. And so you had the option. You were dangling there. You're like, oh. And we were sort of talking backstage before. You were a bit annoyed that you didn't eat everything on your plate. And we gave the option. We go, you can beat old mate here, but you have to eat minimum one more chili and show us an empty mouth to claim that spot. But then you sort of said you were a bit annoyed that you didn't clean your plate, mate. What's it called? What do you think about that scenario and that sort of that regret, knowing what you know now? What advice would you give to people trying to attempt to do this kind of crazy stuff now?
Yeah, like definitely, like when you, my advice would be, like, you're putting things in your body that are going to cause you significant amount of pain, and obviously if you don't have any conditions, it's only going to be short term, but like having that knowledge that it's only pain and it's not going to be forever it would be a good bit of advice that I'd give.
So pain is temporary. Yep.
Yeah, and also with your mental, I suppose that's part of your mental load as well as, don't overstimulate yourself before you know what you're actually doing, because it's a competition. Like, have fun, you're up there on stage. It's not too
What do you
often
mean?
you know
What do you mean by don't overstimulate yourself? In what can you elaborate on that a bit more? Or?
like don't think about it too much, like
But don't
have
overthink it.
have don't overthink it, have fun with it. It's not very often you get the chance to represent yourself, or your state and territory, on a stage like that. So, have fun with it, and do, if you, like I was my saying from last year, if you can't do your best, do better. And to me that
That's
like
good.
if that to me that means, like, for the audience, like, we've all got our own separate lives and we've all got our own issues going on in our lives. And sometimes, whether it be health or mental health, you can't always do your best, but you can always do a little bit better,
Yeah.
so
No, I like that. That's good.
yeah.
One of the things I got a mate that I grew up with for a fair few years, and we're pretty good, we're pretty close mates. And one of the things we used to say, instead of saying goodbye, I would go, "Oh, be good," and then the other would go, "Or be good at it." Like, be good or be good at it. And it just sort of was a funny little sign off we had. And I don't know, it kind of encourages us to keep doing positive things and sort of be your best version of you can be, kind of thing. And so it feels like what you just said there is a similar kind of thing there. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's enough evil and bad stuff going on in our world. We need more positives. And especially, I think we need more positive male role models. So,
absolutely. There's enough negativity out there. We need more positivity. Absolutely, can't agree more.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, the last thing I'm going to ask you is, like, what's in the future for the Twin Father? Obviously, we've got the national comp coming up very soon. Have you got any plans for the near future after that, or what's the story with that one, mate?
Well, the missus, I've had the snip, so she sent me a message the other day, a picture of herself, and she's pondering about having more kids. And like I've already said to her, I'd have more kids in a heartbeat. But Chilli wise, I've already, like, I've gone 2 from 2. I need to go 3 from 3 for the Darwin title now. So I'll definitely be seeing Andrew there again next year, and we'll see how we go there. And he might get me, he might not, but I'm definitely going to try and retain the title again.
Andrew just coming to there. He goes, rematch.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And like I'm really, like, I know I've said it before, you can't, I don't think you can train for this stuff, but like going into the nationals, I really want to train, and I want to do better than my best, so if I can't do better,
absolutely. Well, what I would do is, if I was you, I would contact Liz from Burko Jerky. If you haven't got her details now, I'll get them to you after this interview, and she'll help you out, because she's got some pretty nasty stuff on hand as well. So the last thing I want to ask you, mate, is what have you got to say to your competitors before the comp? Because we've got 37 days to go before you see them face to face, and it's a battle royale, an 8-way face-off for the best in Australia. What have you got to say to these guys going into this comp before this starts?
I'll just say hello, guys. Let's have a good comp, and let's bring the heat.
Bring the heat. Absolutely. All right, legend. Well, look, I'll let you go. I'll love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining us, Kieron. Have an awesome day. Night. And it's getting dark over there. And obviously, we'll let you go back to the missus and the kids. But congratulations again, mate. And we'll see you very soon at Sawtell, eh?
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Thanks, mate. See you later. All right, Spice Legends, thank you so much for joining us. It's so awesome to see you guys all coming here. I think it's Tuesday, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We have the Western Australian Chili champion is going to be joining us. She's going to tell us about everything Chili and her strategy and everything like that. It's a very similar interview and what's going on. So obviously invite all your Western Australia mates and mates that want to see what's going on. So that way you get to know and meet all our Chili competitors from every state territory and see who they are, what they're about, what their battle plan is, because this comp is crazy. The national comp is absolutely crazy. So if you guys aren't aware of it yet, this is the National Australian Chili Championship at Sawtell Chili Festival, July 4th this year. So, 37 days to go, not very long to go. It's the biggest chili festival in Australia. It's been going, 27 plus years, I think, with over 100 stalls. They're all booked out like 6 months in advance. The festival is literally the town with fences around it. It's massive. If you have the opportunity, come down, come see it. If you don't know where Sawtell is, it's about 20 minutes south of Coffs Harbour in New South Wales. It's an epic, epic comp. For all the competitors that are coming, good luck to everyone, including Kieron, obviously, as well. But that's it for now, Spice Legends. All I have to say is keep calm and be awesome.